out for one another. In your holy name we pray. Amen. This is DJ Epps and Friends. Let's go.
What up, everybody? Yeah. Boy DJ Epps holding you down on the #1 DJ show on social media, Instagram, DJ Epps and Friends, and today is Celebrity Tuesdays. Yeah, you know what we do on a Tuesday night? We bring them in here, man, so they could just drop some gems and talk to us and let us know what they got going on with them. Now, understand today, you know what I mean, we got my family, Chris Gotti, about to pull up on us, you know what I mean? Sorry, cut the head off right quick, but Chris Gotti will be pulling up in less than 5 minutes, you know what I mean? We're going to talk to him right quick. I want everybody to share the live, all right? Today's show, you already know, is all brought to you by the family over there at Positivity Water, man. Yes, get the alkaline water. You need that in your life. Holler back at your boy, all right, man? Yeah, Positivity Water, that's that good shit right there. I'm telling you, man, trust me, you catch it in Atlanta, all over Atlanta, City Trends, Walmart, get ready, man, Positivity Water. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Also, I want to let you guys know the Rock the Bell Festival is going down live and direct. Yes, in Forest Hill Stadium, Queens, New York. I'm going to be on the set along with Mr. C, along with my man Technician, the DJ Scratch. We got Big Daddy Kane. We got Salt and Pepper, Method Man, Redman, Ludacris, Slick Rick, MC Light, Yo-Yo, Roxanne Shante, and a whole lot more. Is going to be crazy, man. Yeah, Rock the Bell Festival, Saturday, August 5th, live and direct for you and yours. Forest Hill Stadium is going down. Hey, it's going to be a jump off in Queens, New York, so get ready for that. Also, the Rock the Bell Cruise. Your boy's going to be in the building, holding it down on the 1 and 2s on the cruise. I'm going to tilt that boat. Rick Ross going to be with me. Lil Jon, Big Boy, Too Short, Bun B, Ghostface Killer, Just Blaze, Bahama Dia, and a whole lot more. Rock the Bell Cruise, Miami to Bahamas, live and direct for you and yours, November 13th to the 17th, all right? It's going to be a monstrous situation. Also, next week, I'm going to be heading over to Las Vegas to go do a party for my man Kevin Hart, man. Everybody's talking about the pool party. Yeah, with me and T.I. on Friday, next Friday. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, man. So if you know about Kevin Hart, his weekend, his Heartbeat weekend, it's going to be crazy. So the Rock the Bell Cruise, the Rock the Bell pool party, I'm going to be shutting it down live and direct for you and yours at in Las Vegas. So get ready for that, all right, man? That's next Friday. All right, but let's not waste no time, man. Let's bring in my man Chris Gotti in the building, live and direct, man. Everybody's been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. So let's go ahead and bring my man Chris Gotti in the building. Let me go ahead and send him a request. There he go. View request. There we go. That. Get your water. Everybody in the building, share the live. Do me a favor, share the live, all right? You already know. Chris.
Epps, what's it do, bro?
Everything good, my brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. I had the trip from hell just now coming from Detroit, man.
What happened?
It's crazy. Now the canceled flights. I don't know. The Delta, everybody canceled flights. I couldn't get back home, but I made it.
Oh, man. The airport is on that shit right now, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Shout out to my nigga Roy out there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out T, Southwest T, you know what I'm saying? Always showing mad love when I go out there.
No doubt. I'm glad you made it back home, though, man.
Yeah. Back on the side.
Everybody, share the live. If you're on my Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, it's my man Chris Gotti in the building. Chris, I noticed you've been doing some basketball tournaments. What's that all about?
Man, that's what I need. I need to be out there with you too, doing them too, because I know they gotta have them.
No,
so
they do.
I have a company that I partner with, a guy named Ivan Isakov called Clash TV, and we live stream all the basketball. Dallas, we're in Houston. We have the Drew League this year. So out in LA, we have the Crossover League in Seattle with Jamal Crawford. We're in Baltimore, DC, Philly, and we're growing. Just keep growing. This is our 3rd year. Technically, it's our 2nd year. The first year was a beta test, and the shit went up. But I do all the parks in New York City right now, man. I'm killing that shit.
That's dope. Yeah, definitely, man. However we could do it in Miami, they do that shit all the time. I remember when N1 used to come down here and just, hoop it up like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, we have a league in Miami, but they don't. I think it's Miami Pro City,
Mm-hmm.
and we do that. So we out there with them, but we just want to keep adding on and getting. We want to really control all the street ball, or let's call it the summer ball, summer league ball, because it's inside in Miami. It's too hot to be outside playing basketball. In New York, we could get away with it, but a lot of these other cities like Houston and Dallas, it's too hot.
Right.
So that's
Right. Everybody, my man Chris Gotti in the building.
yes.
Chris, man, how'd you enjoy the BET Awards yesterday, man? Or
Yeah.
2 days ago?
You know what's crazy? I was I was traveling. I didn't even see. I saw the bits and pieces. I seen, shout out Busta Rhymes. I seen he got honored. That's super dope. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really catch all of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna catch all. I caught the very tail end of that actually, and that was it. And
Yeah. Man, Busta Rhymes, he did a phenomenal job and well deserved. You know what I mean? Of
he's
course.
a professional. When you talk about performing on the stage as an artist, he's got to be ranked up there from a hip hop standpoint. He's one of the best. Like honestly, he's a professional at what he does on that stage.
Right, absolutely. My brother Kid Capri, he was pretty much hosting, DJing, he was doing it all, man. And kudos to him, man. That he set that thing off.
Kid Capri on that shit, man. That's another OG right there that's been around forever and getting his flowers, just being part of it. I know it's 50th anniversary as well, so well-deserved accolades for him as well to get that shine on that stage.
One thing I did wanted to ask your opinion about, they had the category for the best group, and it was a toss-up, I believe, between Wu-Tang and Death Row. And a lot of talks, you know what I mean?
Hold on. When you say Death Row.
Exactly. I already know where you're going.
Death Row's a label. That's not a group.
Exactly. And I think that's what everybody was saying in their comments and was like, yo, you know what I mean? I think even people in Death Row was saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Like,
nominated for the best group. Maybe Suge is still pulling strings even though he's not here right now. Shout out Suge, man. Hold your head, boy.
Word up, man. Possibly, man. But overall, the BET Awards 2003 was a great situation. Hopefully, you could catch the review.
No, I'm gonna catch the rerun for sure. Like I was probably gonna catch it tonight. Actually, I don't sleep, so I was probably gonna catch it later tonight.
When are we going to see another collabo with the whole entire Murder Inc. at an award show at a you know what I mean?
And it's funny. That could happen. It could happen. I think that actually, it's funny you bring it up. I think it's the BMI Awards for the BMI Awards, not one of these like the Grammys or nothing, but they're doing a whole Murder Inc. set for Ja and Ashanti and the whole thing. So it's supposed to be pretty dope. And they'll bring out other members from Murder Inc.
Now, when you say other members, are they still around? Are they active? I'm talking about Black Tie, Vita.
Yeah, Black Child's still active. That's family. We always, he does. Him and Irv got a cannabis business together, actually.
Dope.
Well, him and he's always active. He does a lot of acting as well. Irv put him in a lot of different movies and TV shows and things like that. But he's still actively rapping. Caddy's actively rapping. Vita is actively doing things as well, not as much as those two. Charlie Baltimore is more in her life. Shout out Charlie, you know what I'm saying? I just seen an interview with her today, and I was like, man, I gotta holler at Chuck. She's crazy, but it's all good. But
man, you would think some of those girls would like really step out of their shell right about now and turn up with the rest of the girls that's doing it
right now, right?
Right.
The girls is turning up right now. Even Lottie, even Lloyd, Lottie, he go out on the road with John and Shanti a lot. We give him a lot of dates,
Dope.
So that's always a good thing. You know what I mean?
How much do you miss those Murder Inc. days, man?
Man, it's funny you say that. My man, who worked for me, my man Avery. That's who I was in Detroit with. He used to work for me. He called me to come out there because he's buying real estate. He wanted me to join in, which I did. We got about 8 properties out there growing. And he was just talking about how he missed those days because he was like, it was really like so priceless for him. And he asked me that exact question, do I miss it? And I said, you know, when you have a chance as a human being to do something once in a lifetime, and that's what that is. That's a once in a lifetime moments. I mean, and we had a ton of lifetime moments inside of that. Of course you miss it, you know, but you do have to put it in its perspective in life. You know what I'm saying? And I can't keep chasing, you know, you can't keep chasing certain things that's not really the same anymore as things are different. You know, we had a lot of trials and tribulations that whole run, and it's just a blessing to still be on and talking with you.
I want to take something out of Drink Champ's book, you know, because you and your brother, you know, successfully did it, still doing it.
Birthday to Irv, you know, he's in San Tropez, man. You know what I'm saying? Living his life, going crazy out there with his family. But
happy birthday,
his
Irv.
birthday was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I just want you.
What would you tell these kids nowadays, independent or major?
I'm independent all day now. You know, I have a company, Adventure Music, a distribution platform for independent artists. It's just, if not better than any of the platforms out there. We all do distribution the same, but you get more of my input as far as putting services that you might need inside of it and things like that, that these other companies really don't give a fuck about you. So, you know, I care. I want to help see artists win. And winning doesn't mean they become Drake. That's the misconception. You know, if you do something you love and pay your bills and pay for your family and live life, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's all you should be looking for. Now, everyone's not going to get a chance to be Drake, but if you could generate money to pay your bills and live your life or for something you love, that's like a beautiful life, no matter what. And that's the opportunity that I feel every independent artist has, especially if they understand how to get the money, and that's what I teach them with Adventure Music.
For them. So Adventures Music.
Fact.
Is there a website for any of these guys?
Yes. Just ADD, Ventures Music. I know it's a long name. People, when they said it, but I said, I'm not going to change it until I get to certain pinnacles of where I want to be. Then do what Facebook did and make it a Meta or something. I changed the name from Adventures, but then you would already know it. But Adventures Music is exactly what I do. I add ventures in music for you. That's what I do. Different ventures being business. I add business to music.
What have you learned
as an independent artist?
You know, doing this Adventures Music, what have you learned about today's how you put out music, how you guerrilla market and stuff versus what we used to do back in the days and the rap bands and under the bridge putting the posters?
You want the clean answer, you want the real dirty answer, because the dirty answer is real. And what I've learned from the dirty side is how many obstacles these independent artists really have against them. I mean, the majors, the DSPs meaning being Spotify, Apple. So I had to negotiate with all these companies in order to create my company. And you realize they are really not in the business of helping independent artists in a true organic fashion. I have to put that in there because record labels, again, when they find that artist, they put the money behind it, but they have all the power and the relationships with these DSPs that makes everything go. That's why artists could actually go, but really, labels don't give a fuck today. They don't give a fuck unless you're already moving. They're not gonna break you. So if you can't get yourself going and get your numbers moving on your own, you have a real challenge in trying to get a deal. But if you can get yourself going on your own, then fuck these niggas. Stay independent, own your shit. But you have to have the understanding and knowledge of all of the obstacles that's blocking you. You know, I'll use a Chance the Rapper because he probably is one of the bigger independent artists that broke through, right? And in a major way. And competed with, and that's what I'm talking about. He competed. There's a ton of independent artists, but they're not competing with Drake, technically, right? They're making money. They're getting it. You know, a guy like Tech Nine out of Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? He's getting it. Don't get it fucked up. But he's not technically the mainstream, which is what I feel most of these artists really strive to be and want. They want to have those accolades. They dream about it. You know, when you talk to artists, they dream about the day they get signed and all of the accolades and things that come along with it. So again, he's making that money, but he doesn't get that part, right? He's not being received like that. And that's what they want. But there's a price to pay for that. And these labels, they've been had control of these markets, some of these DJs. Right? Let's keep it all. That's why you want the dirty answer. Let's keep it a buck. And these stations and all of those things that come along with it. And when you get to that point, if you don't have the strong enough relationships or with the people, the right people, they don't give you the opportunity that you deserve. And that becomes a very challenging part of the business for an independent. And you just got to hold your head and keep grinding and understand that that's what you're dealing with and keep pushing through. Because I'm a true believer in music breaks through everything. It knocks down all barriers. So everything I'm saying, you can get through
especially
that
a hit record
with music. You know, with the right record. There you go. With the right record, they spin those rules for you. They're gonna be forced to play. Your job as a DJ is to break those artists in that record. You want to be, Epps, you want to be the nigga to fucking break that shit. Just like every other DJ. That's what I try to tell independent artists. Every DJ wants to be that one to say, I did it. I brought this nigga to life. They want it. You have to keep banging until you get it, and don't be frustrated because the world isn't up to your speed on your time. God don't make mistakes. That perfect timing, you gotta find that perfect timing for your music and your record.
Figure it out. You know what I mean? This platform right here, I learned I could turn on my platform Monday to Friday, 10 p.m. I'm interviewing indie artists, celebrities, and I'm picking music. But for other DJs,
yes,
you want to break. They want to be the one to break it, but they don't have enough power or to do so.
Power.
Some artists don't have for the bag to go to your local radio stations and stuff like that.
And let me jump in there. And first things first, when you asked me to come on, I was like, absolutely, because this is what I love, to empower these artists with information and knowledge and just talk shit about it so they understand what they're facing and fighting out here. The second part is, you mentioned the bag. I always tell everyone, says you need money. Yes, you need money. You know what I'm saying? But what business doesn't need money? Now you have to understand, you have these artists, because I deal with all these artists in the bottom in all these cities in different places, and they not have the bag. They don't have it. And I said, so you're going to let that be the reason you can't keep moving? And you have to figure it out the best to your ability and how to move without the bag, because people like yourself, people like me, and others, there might be someone that wants to invest in you when they hear you and see that passion and hear that sound. You got to understand that. You're always on display. That's what you got to understand. This is a fucking business. You can't start a restaurant with no money. Why do you think you could get into this billion-dollar business with no money? So it's like they have to understand, and I'm not just saying throw the bag. You got to understand how to spend the bag when you have it, whatever your means are. And that's really what adventure music helps you with, as far as finding the right partnerships, relationships that you could actually grow your business according to your means, you know, and whatever you're dealing with financially.
MVP Wax, you know what I mean? He helps out. You know what I mean? He helps out in many ways to get music out there and to the DJs and PDs and radio stations and so on.
Yeah, you know, my other man out in DC, my nigga Den, he's on the line right now. He do a ton for independent artists out there. Shout out Den, you know what I'm saying? But he's another one that I linked up and partnered with in so many ways, in so many different ways to help empower independent artists. And, you know, I always tell people, if I'm from New York, or if they're from New York, they feel they could get to all these relationships, and they probably could. They may take a little bit of time doing it, but at Venture Music, we have those relationships built inside, and it's up to you to say, let me use it, let me do it, and let me get the bag to put behind it, because it's not magic. This ain't hocus pocus poof, here you go. No, there's business to it, and in the business side of it, you have to understand that business side. And really, I always, you know what's funny? I tell independent artists, don't get a manager, right? And I say, I want them to know the business. It's weird, but I really think they'll be better suited with someone that understands the business, and they just keeps making the hit records, because that's the hardest part. Someone to run the business you could find, trust me. You can get your auntie who love you, that really believe in you. She'll run through every wall you could think of trying to make it happen. And that's all you need at this moment in your career. You know, you trust her, but to make that hit record, that's you competing when you put out a record against Drake, Lil Baby, Little Durk, yo, you know what I'm saying? You compete. So if you don't have the music to keep up from a production standpoint, if it's mixed and mastered sonically, it has to sound right. Man, you got a hard way to go. You're a DJ. How many people give you records, and when you put that shit on, that music don't sound the same? It's low. It's not mixed. It's not mastered. It don't sound right. Of course. You know, what do they say? First impressions. You don't want to take no more shit from that, nigga.
Right.
You're like, it ain't right. Your first impression is your shit is not right. And that's not a good way to move. You got to understand that. And today mixing and mastering is cheap. I mean, you know, if they only knew when we were in the heyday, we were talking about with Murder Inc., man, mixing a record, if we went and got Doro, I just ran into Doro too in Miami. Shout out Doro. But Doro, if we used to, you know, $7,500 for one song mixed. And that's like, that was love. That's like, yo, he's doing it for your love. Like, you understand?
Right.
Mastering was a whole nother bag. You know what I'm saying? For that one song. Like, come on, man. I can get records mixed and mastered today for $500 or less. Like, easy. And that's what we do. So I have all this in the system of Adventure Music. So if you're not from one of these cities that understands how to do it, you can come right here, one-stop shop, boom. We got you. Adventure Music.
Coming to anybody's city, because I know you was making some rounds.
We're heading to Philly. We constantly spot date right now, but I do put tours together. You know I do tours, and that's what we do. So right now we're spot dating. I'll be in not Miami. I was gonna say Miami. I'm in Philadelphia, Connecticut, Boston. All coming up, all these dates coming up for the summertime. And then by the end of the summer, I'll probably put another 10, 15.
You was just in Miami, you know, you did it at the office. Big shout out to DJ Guap, MVP Wax, you know, had a movement. It was great situation. I had stepped out of town.
Yes.
But I heard it was great.
Yeah. Not, you know, my man Uncle's got the office, and Guap, of course. Man, it's all love over there. That's like, again, home. They let me in. And again, Ump is family, man. Ump is family. Yeah. You know, that's bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? He bulletproof. That's bulletproof management. Anything out of Miami, they had to deal with Ump.
about your relationship with Don De Niro, my guy?
Oh, Don De Niro, the Baba himself. You know what I mean? Listen to me. So I met him through a guy named Two Tone, who's out in Miami now. He's from Brooklyn guy, but he's in Miami. And I started Adventure Music, and I said to him, as soon as I started, I need a Latin division because I want to service the Latinos because I knew the growth is coming. You know, no one was before me with that shit in music. They wasn't thinking about it. De Niro be the first to tell you. I've been pushing the Latino movement because I knew it's just numbers. You got like the Latinos, they're everywhere. There's so many. Just look at the globe and spin it around and start seeing how many countries are Latin speaking. So I just like, as soon as I started my distribution, I said, I want a service. He said, you got to talk to De Niro. I said, come on. So he comes out, meets me, him and Reek, God bless the dead. They come and meet me, and it was the first day I meet him. We talk. He was very, let's say, arrogant about the Latino movement, and he understood it. And I was like, yo, the one I want to fuck with. And right away, I brought him in. I brought a guy named Ralphie Mercado. I brought in Mikey, Dominican Power. Those are all part of my Latin division guys that helped me market to the Latinos with music. And De Niro is the president. He just was the one leading everything. And, you know, while we was on tour, we toured hundreds and hundreds of cities since our inception. And De Niro will be there. Like I said, he's a Babalawo, he's in Ifa. And we would just talk. I didn't know what Ifa was. I'm just talking to him and picking his brain. But Whitty only was up. I don't sleep. So Whitty only was up in that truck, and it's De Niro and me. He's driving. He didn't, in his faith, he wouldn't let someone drive while he's in the car. You know, that's his Babalawo shit. So he's driving, and this dude's like a robot. He could drive fucking for out, no problem. So I'm just looking at him. Remember, I'm just meeting him. I'm learning who he is, and we're just talking, and I started picking his brain about the religion and all the things he'd been through. We find out, you know, Block Royal, you know, DJ Screw, that was my man. And he was like, man, Screw. So we had a lot of people in common aside from Tone. And man, we just hit it off, and I just seen and loved his passion, found out about his life. It's really a movie. His life is a movie. You know, he's one of the original Latino hip hop artists. You know, went double platinum independently, selling shit out of his trunk with him and his brother, another one, God bless the dead. And man, what they did in that Latin community, you know, Pitbull used to be his right-hand man, and you know, Daddy Yankee, like all of these guys was underneath him at the time he was going, and then to see them come up and go crazy, it's a blessing.
And I was happy to see that you guys linked up and, you know, did some things together. So big shout to Don De Niro.
Yeah.
And Chris Gotti's in the building. Please follow my guy Chris Gotti 187. Yeah. Turbo was popping. J Ferg was good. Mike Glover basketball. I see you.
Yeah.
Gotti, I had a young guy. He's in the live. I'm not gonna point him out right now. He's in the live, but I had a young guy that. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's very young, and I understand why he asked me Epps, what does blackballing mean? I'm like, get on the live tonight, and I'm gonna ask Chris Gotti that, and let him give you the definition of blackballing, and maybe even give you an example. Yeah.
Being blackballed, we're blackballed. I'm blackballed. Me and Irv are blackballed 1,000% in the record industry. As much as money as we generated and made for all those execs, as much as let's say that fake love, like they, at the time, they acted like they fuck with us, they do not fuck with us. And I have proof. You know, I was on a call with, so he can understand blackball and understand there's certain people that are blackball, like a Suge Knight is blackball, right? I will tell you, Jay Prince, shout out Jay, again, is blackball. The only reason he gets in is because he has a part of Drake. So as long as he has that piece, they gotta at least talk to him because they gotta deal with him for Drake. but he's blackballed. And so I'm on a call. We're at a meeting, not a call first. It was with Jimmy Iovine. Shout out Jimmy. Jimmy's a great guy. And we were sitting there talking about, we had an artist, I don't know if you know who Bella Thorne is. She's a big, like, she was in Disney. She's a big actress. And she wanted to put out music. And Irv made an album. And we brought it to Jimmy. Jimmy went crazy for the album. He asked us, he said, did you bring it to Steve Bartles? I'm calling out names because I don't give a fuck. Steve Bartles and Doug Morris. If y'all know who those two names are, you understand. These are the top of the top execs in music. You know, with Jimmy, you know what I'm saying, Lucian. Right. These are the bosses of this business. We thought was friends, you know, we thought was friends. And Jimmy said to us, hey, did you give him the music? And we started laughing. We said, yeah. They both said, we was just on a call before we got to your office, Jimmy, and they both said, no, they don't want it. He said, are you kidding me? I just gave him $200 million for this. This is the exact reason I started them and gave him $200 million. This is what Jimmy said. Now, what he does after that, and I have all of this being recorded because I record my meetings like with my execs because I want to go back, study what they said, know how to approach it. You know, I'm not a Harvard grad. This is how I work. So Jimmy picks up the phone, puts it on speaker, and calls Doug and Steve. Hey, the Gotti boys, brothers give you this record with Bella Thorne. Yeah, Jimmy, well, yeah. And you, what happened? They said to Jimmy, we didn't listen to it. They told us they listened to it and didn't want to fuck with it. So again, they said that me and Irv look at each other. And he said, what do you mean you didn't listen to it? He says, I'm going to call you fucking back. You go listen to the records, and I'm going to call you back. Hangs up the phone, right? And then he calls them back, and they called Jimmy, and then he's like, yeah, well, Jimmy, it's good. We like it. Why you call us? He said, what do you mean why? This is a no-brainer. This is a fucking layup. What are you doing? He said, give the guys a deal. Give them, and he told us what he wanted. He was going to give us 1.3 for her and the rollout and everything. And, you know, we're sitting there like, they just told us no. And then here's when you know you're blackballed. Hey, Jimmy, you really want to do business with those guys again? Exact words. I got it on tape, so niggas could never say I'm fucking fronting or lying. And Jimmy looked at us because that's when he realized he fucked up by having on speaker. He picks up the phone. He said, this is exactly why I gave you the fucking money. Now make the fucking deal, and hangs up. He apologizes to us, all of this shit. And me and Irv is just like this. Wow. But you know, once we hear that, we don't want to fuck with you. They call us, when we finish with Jimmy, walking out the door, our phone rings, and it's Steve Bartles and fucking Doug Morris. Hey guys, we want to do the deal. We changed our mind. These fucking assholes didn't know we're right there. To which Irv goes in like, fuck it, bang, gets off with them, and then we end up doing the $3 million deal over at Sony with Sylvia. But you understand, that's how you know. Like, they was Universal. All of those guys ran Universal when we was there. Doug Morris was the absolute boss. Jimmy Iovine was at Interscope. Steve Bartles was at Island Def Jam. He controlled Island. Again, we was underneath Island Def Jam. How the fuck expect niggas to win when that's what was going on? That's the part that, you know, me and my brother, we never went out and started talking about and saying nothing, but you know, that's the fucking cold facts right there. You know, not to mention what Leo was doing. That's a whole nother story.
I think somebody was asking, how do you know a good manager? Because a lot of people talk a lot of game.
Okay, so a good manager, in my opinion, it depends what level you're at. If you're a new artist, no real manager wants to fuck with you because you don't make money unless you have like something really popping, right? So it depends on where you're at. And you have to put that in perspective, understand that, and deal. I recommend for these artists that have nothing really going, You know, you gotta be honest to yourself. Get in the mirror, look in the fucking mirror, and don't lie. You can lie to everybody else, but don't lie to your fucking self. That's the worst thing niggas could do. So when you sitting there and you understand who you are in this space, in this music space, you have to decide, okay, what's a great manager? A great manager at the lowest level is someone that loves you, right? That really believes in your music. You have that. These are all necessary parts to picking your manager. You gotta believe in your music and your talent, and that's it. Those two things. If you have those two things, there's no limit to where they could take you. They don't need the relationships, because if they love you and they really believe in your music, they're gonna fucking work their ass off trying to make that shit go. And allow them to fucking make mistakes. Allow them to make a mistake. If they keep making the same mistake, then you know they have a mental problem. There's something wrong, and that's totally different. You know, you have to realize how hard it is to get what you're really trying to achieve. But your focus as the artist should be constantly making records, so you're giving them ammunition and never worry about bullets unless you only could make a record, right? This game is about doing it again. So as many bullets, or what I mean by bullets is songs that you have to make. So what? Go and fucking make them and shut the fuck up and keep putting out another. Oh, you didn't like that, Epps? I got another one for you coming. Oh, you didn't like that? I got another one.